everyone, and welcome to today's episode, Coach Soti, episode 3, season 2. Yo, thank you so much, everyone, for everything that's been happening in the past couple of weeks. Every episode, I'm enjoying it, I'm loving it, and you're probably thinking, but wait a minute, you're recording this and it's pre-recorded, and you know it's pre-recorded, so how do you know? Man, I'm just saying it because I know in my mind I have a goal, and that's why today's topic is setting realistic goals. And I tell you why. Some people say, no, go big and, whoa, we're crazy there. Go big and make sure to set yourself up, for success. And it's true, but you can also set yourself up for failure, if that kind of makes sense. And I hope you understand that. And what I mean by that, before I catch my breath, I need to catch my breath, is don't expect to start a business and the next day to make $1 million. Now, if that happens, make sure to let me know how you did that, because it kind of will be a miracle, because I don't think anyone has ever done that before. But it's quickly, please understand that when you're setting yourself up, you say, by the end of this year, I want to be, minus 50 kilos of what I already am. I'm 100 kilos. I want to be, actually maybe not 50. I want to be, 75 kilos or 80 or whatnot. So you go to the gym, you get on a healthy diet, and you start eating. What happens about a couple of weeks later? You hit the snooze button, you hit the alarm clock, and it's very simple. It's what I was talking about in episode 2 of working your butt off. It's that instant gratification. What happens is our expectations of life doesn't meet our expectations of reality, or our expectations of reality doesn't meet our expectations of life, of what we want. So we have this element of unhappiness, and what happens then is we get so caught up in the motions, forget that we had a target. And remember what I said about raising your standards and talking about discipline. And then in episode 2, we were talking about working your butt off and being okay to fail. That's why setting realistic goals is so important. Sometimes exceeding those expectations is part of, the success and the brilliance and the love and the joy. Muhammad Ali said this. He said that it was actually... a friend of mine told me this and said that, Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I loved every second of being a champion. And just the concept of that, can move mountains, because you need to understand that concept of, I hate the process, right? But once I get that, I know I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. And people can say they can enjoy the journey and the process. And I knew I was going to make a video about that and say, hey, look, guys, make sure you're enjoying the process. But there's moments where I want to quit. It's like, F this, I don't want to do it. And it's hard and it's so forth. You're not always going to enjoy the process. That's just the truth of it. And if you can't, we always, in today's society, we always want to be happy. It's about our happiness, and we need to do it right, and this has to be this, and this has to be that. Life is not always the way it's going to be planned. That's the truth of it. The way you plan it, it's not going to happen. You might set yourself for a goal, but that doesn't mean that you're going to achieve the goal in that direct order. And then that is what eats us up. We can't even enjoy the moment because it didn't go exactly the way we wanted. Life will never go the way you want it. And I really wanted to take the chance to say that to you guys is, you're not always going to enjoy the process. You're not always going to be able to have the opportunity to sit back and go, let me enjoy this, because that expectation of reality, that expectation and that reality part of kicks in. And that's why realistic goals is so important. And not saying, all right, I have just opened up a business, right? And not me, but saying at the end of the year, we're going to make tens of millions of dollars. But the business you're in right now, you might not have that education or the marketing skills or anything. If you have all that, then setting a realistic target for the end of the year is more than achievable. But make sure you set yourself not too low, but to the point where it's very achievable, and stick into that. Like, for example, say to people when wanting to get fit, I'm not a health expert, but being a soccer coach, you're able to give someone, the ability to say, look, do this, maybe try this out. And starting out to get fit, something that I always do is I start with once a week running, or once a week going for a 20 or 30-minute walk, or every day, doing 10 push-ups and then moving up to the next level and so forth. Because you need to start small because what happens if you go too quickly, you will burn yourself out and you'll that's when you actually hate the process and hate the journey. So I hope you do, guys. I hope, guys, you understand this. So what can we get out of this? What can you guys get out of this and move forward? Look, learn patience, really. To learn patience, something that I do is I'm a quick reader. I forget what it's called. I can't believe I forgot what it's called. But I just skim read and I understand what's happening and so forth, right? So what I do is I read even slower, word by word by word, and slowly I teach myself the art of patience and the nurture and the love of understanding the moment. Because what happens in today's society, we're always on our phones and we're constantly just in this rush. Personally, I think it's because we have the fear of death and the fear of end and the fear of time. And once we have that fear, we forget about what we're truly here for. So, guys, teach yourself some patience. Learn how to have patience and whatever works for you. Try it maybe reading really slow and maybe that will work for you. But slowing down the process, you'll enjoy it so much more. And clarifying it and understanding to have clarity around it. And that's really important to working to setting realistic goals, is making sure you have the right schedule, the right routine, the right standard, the right values, and setting yourself up for success. That's why these videos are the way they are, because there's a series of it. So yeah, guys, make sure you like, you subscribe, you share it if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever it is. Make sure to hand out the love and share the love. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.